Hey YouTube, welcome back to Universe X, and today we are going to go over my top 10 picks for Realm of the Gods release. There's actually a lot of nice cards in this set that I've been sorry been trying to get into. Like, I'm very excited to see a lot of these cards in practice, and I apologize in advance if I ever need to take like a sit break or like cough. I have contracted COVID, so I'm just trying to record through that because the almighty algorithm, and there's still a lot to say about this set. So that being said, just wanted to go into the normal plugs. First and foremost, myself. Assist yourself before you assist others. That's just kind of how it goes. I am still on the road to 2K, gonna be doing some cool stuff once we reach there, and I'm hoping to reach there sooner than later, but that requires support from everybody. And so I just want to thank the people that have already been supporting me up until this point. I want to thank the people that could be supporting me in the future. But if you like the content, think about hitting that subscribe button, that notification button, and just like the video, comment on the video, let me know your thoughts. So yeah. Besides that, you got the official Facebook group where all these spoilers come from. You got the discussion group where plenty of people come together to discuss. You've got Universe X where I draw upon and put out stuff, but it's also a place for you guys to post. Remember, you can post in there. You got the Universe X Discord where all sorts of things get discussed, and then you also have TCGMetalZ where they make these amazing metal leader cards. The ingenuity never stops. There's going to be a giveaway collab between both of us, and it should be pretty poppin'. We've got a lot of cool stuff coming up for this next set. So with that out of the way, we will get into this video on my top 10. So we are going to put up the template and go right into this list. This list isn't in any complete, any strict order. It's just more of exactly what I am liking from this set. And there are plenty of other good cards in this set. These are just the ones that stuck out to me the most. So if there's anything you think should have been on this list, or you think I should have paid more attention to, definitely put it in the comments. Like I said, I want the comments to be a forum for just entertainment. Speaking of entertainment, by the way, if you like Dragon Ball Legends, I do have a poll video up for the new LF Bardock. That'll be in the description as well as the little end tags. So number one on this list, we got Great Priest, Invitation to Battle. This is the new unison for the Great Priest deck, and it's actually really cool. Activate main 3 if your leader card is a Xeno or a Great Priest card. Play this card from your hand with 3 markers on it. This is because so far none of the Great Priest leaders or Xeno leaders are blue, so you can play this for 3 colorless in those decks, and it helps out in those decks tremendously. But then you got the +1 activate battle, switch this card to rest mode, switch up to 1 blue god card in your energy to active mode, and then choose up to 1 god card with the combo cost of 1 in your hand using the combo. These are both optional effects, so you can use the first part of the effect without having to combo a god from your hand, which is pretty cool. And then it's a -3 auto. When your opponent plays a battle card with energy cost greater than their current energy, return that card to the owner's hand. Whole bunch of cool things about this. But if you guys notice, blue, because blue has Beerus cards, a lot of Beerus cards, because blue has a bunch of Whis cards, you find a lot of god blue cards. It's just, you have them there. Zamasu, Goku Black, forgot those, I don't know how. There's a plethora of god cards that are in blue naturally, not to mention ones that'll be printed later. And because of this, you're going to be able to play so many things into your energy that this can untap. So this leader will come out and essentially be half of a Sensu bean each turn in terms of energy, recursion. And that's actually really neat. But on top of that, it's also a 20k. So it's a 20k. It can get some extra unnecessary combo out of your hand, or if you have like a dead Zamasu, the Eliminator, or anything like that, you can use this card to combo it for free. Then you also you're also going to be able to untap an energy to open up your defensive plays. This is an excellent defensive card, and being 20k is also going to keep it on the board a lot longer. Its -3 is going to be great because essentially all the boss cards are cheated out. You don't really play them on curve, and so this card is going to be able to put back quite a few cards, and I think that's actually pretty amazing. So without further ado, let's go over to the next card. This next one is Pan, Challenging a Demon God. Counterattack, play this card, permanent during your opponent's turn, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 1. If your leader card is a black, well, this is an auto, if your leader card is a black Trunks Xeno only card and you choose 1 card in your hand and send it to the warp, when this card is played, your opponent cannot attack with battle cards for the turn unless they discard 2 cards from their hand and discard them each time. So This is actually pretty crazy. One, I do like that so I guess the reason why this is on my favorite list is because it is exactly what I think Archetype cards should be. This is a very, very limited card. It can only be used in a Trunks Xeno only. That means no like kind of like, you know, Vegex or anything like that. How the front side may not be just Trunks. The whole point is, this is going to allow you to have a miniature floodgate, and it only costs 1. However, they worded it so that you can't just put it in any black deck. You don't just look at this card and absorb it into what you may think is a better black leader, or future, you know, sets a better black leader. This is actually how I think power levels in archetypes should be confined. That way you have a reason to play the leader. Oh, this leader may not be as good as this leader, but this leader has access to this excellent defensive floodgate, which is going to make me want to choose. When cards are too generic, you start gravitating towards exactly one frame, quote unquote. Like a Soul Striker, look at Icarus. You have these leaders that are generic and they can just use all the best pieces from their color, and there's no reason to really use another leader from that color. I think that that's why a card like this is a good template for what an archetype staple should be. Now, on top of that, it's actually just a very powerful card. It's a it's a topo, essentially, for 1. And the craziest part about it being for 1 is that because it's for 1, you can only leave 1 energy up and your opponent can't crown you. They can just drop this out of your, or you can play this out of your hand. You can guard yourself against cards like Crown, so it's stronger than these topo cards. I actually just really like it a lot. There's not really much for me to say past that. The next card, Legend of a Super Saiyan God, or SSG. Active main burst 1. If your leader card is blue and you choose 1 blue Saiyan card in your hand and discard it, draw 2 cards. Look, there's never going to be a shortage of Saiyan cards. There's really not. Blue Saiyan cards, nope. And this card is interesting because essentially it's a monkey. You actually, if your deck incorporates any sort of graveyard play or you run overwhelms, this card is actually going to further filter your deck by 3 cards, you know? Because you're going to draw 2, you're going to burst 1, not in that order, the opposite order. But this is a really cool card for me because this is like just staple, it's just acceleration, you know? You're going to be losing 2 cards from your hand and you're going to be drawing 2, bursting 1. But this is a really, really nice card, especially for just the future. It may not even seem busted now, but if blue gets like a more sit back passive control, this is just a card that allows you to dig for answers. Oh, you have 3 energy, let me use 2 of my energy to just draw 2 more cards at the cost of discarding 1. Cool, these are more options. This is exactly like quintessential blue control feel, and I like that. I like that. And when I say blue control, I mean like more like MTG. This feels like a very blue card in MTG. But I definitely like this card. It's solid, and I think this is one of those things where it may not even catch fire now, but one day it's going to be used as a staple in the deck. Just imagine if blue kind of gets the yellow treatment and having cards that require extra cards engraved to activate. This card can potentially just set up for those, or if it happens to just nick an extra card off burst, it can even super shoot you into your setup. Next card I want to talk about, Demon Guy Poutine, Umbral Might. Blocker, Overwhelm 3 for 1. When this card is played from your hand, play 1 Demon Realm Soldier token. And then activate battle. Once per turn, choose 1 of your Demon Realm Soldier tokens, remove it from the game, draw 1 card, and then switch this card from active mode, and it gains 10,000 power from battle. So you'll be able to play this for 1. It's going to stay on the board. You can swing for 15, pop your token, it stands, goes to 25, and you draw a card. But this is cool because you can still swing again for 15 if you choose, or leave it up as a blocker. The other cool thing is it has synergy with the brand new card, brand new blocker negate that came out for black, finally. Actually, I'm not gonna say finally because Dark Broly didn't need that, Vegex didn't need that, so it would come out, and yeah, like that's just cool. It's gonna make a token, and that token can block or be used by Poutine. Now, granted, you might not want to. I mean, it's gonna bring this thing up to. I mean, it's activate battle, so it's already past the block. It's weird to use in the defensive step because you could have just used the token to block and not lost your battle card. But at the same time, if you didn't want to, you can untap this during battle, draw a card, and then you can also block with them on the next swing. Now, the cool part about that is if you used its pseudo sparking negate, if you took a life and got it to hand, you're getting one card and you're using one card, you're gaining a blocker, but then you pop the blocker and you draw another card. So you kind of just incremental speeding through your deck. It's neat. There's a lot of neat interactions between this and the negate blocker. That being said, this card gains extra points because look at the thighs on this one. Thickness. Oof. Sheesh. Okay, we're moving on. So, you got SSB Kaioken Son Goku Might's Calling. Now, this card, I shed a tear that it didn't get an SPR. I really wanted to see. I think we still need to see a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku as an SR or SPR. Like, the colors are just there for it to be just amazing. And there's only a few things you can do it from, you know? Like, we could have one from the Turn of the Power, we can have one from this fight, or we can have one from the fight against Zamasu. But at this point, I think it's just, it needs to happen. Bandai, listen to me, please, because this card will look amazing in the SPR foil. But the whole point about this card, double strike, auto, limit 1. If your leader card is green and this card is in your combo area, when one of your green battle cards attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, play this card from your combo area. Auto, when this card attacks, choose one. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, or your opponent discards one card in their hand. Now, a couple things I like about this. One, it's a generic good green card, and green cards need good generic stuff. Like, green is suffering right now. It's arguably the worst standalone color, and I really, really needed to get some hype. Now, the cool thing about this guy, though, he is a 0 cost combo, but he's gonna get, you know, 1 for his effect. The thing I like, for better or worse, it doesn't have unique as a keyword. So, you know, you could be swinging with a battle card on a battle card, and you know, combo this, it goes up 5k, and you pay your green, you play it. Then you swing, and you swing at your opponent for 20k double strike, but you blow up another one of their battle cards, maybe in active mode. And then, you know, that's tight. That's really tight. Your opponent's like, well, crap, that sucks. And then, you know, whether they choose to leave their board open, which means they're not advanced in the game state, or maybe they play another card. That's cool. You know, you can do next turn, swing with this card at your opponent's leader, blow up that card, or combo with, you know, combo with another one of these. So now it's at base 25 coming at your opponent's leader. Blow up their battle card, and then you play this one and you swing again. So they don't have any more battle cards. You just discard a card from hand this time. This card is amazing because it can be like, you can, every turn that they don't address this card, it could potentially lead to another one. And yes, you know, it's a 4 cost. There's a lot of things that wipe 4 cost, but because it's a 4 cost, you can't take 2 of them with, you know, a secret identity. There's a lot of things. This card is like straight momentum to me, especially seeing as that it can actually trigger itself. Like, that's amazing. Limit 1 is a blessing on this card because I would hate to see 2 or 3 dropped on me at one time. Now, the other thing that's kind of funny about this card is that it is a 2-speed threat. You know, it can blow up battle cards, which is amazing. But on top of blowing up battle cards, it's going to be able to take cards from hand. So, you know, if your opponent plays battle cards, you're gonna open them up to, or they're going to open themselves up to, you know, more of these coming out, more things from this archetype coming out, any feature cards that require a battle card to be destroyed after, you know, one of your battle cards swings. However, if they don't present battle cards, you can tear apart their hand. Let's say they have a unison, you know, before, like, certain unisons are just untouchable. Well, let's say you have a 20k unison with 5 markers on it. Cool, I have 2 of these on board. You're gonna lose 2 cards in hand and probably your unison between my leader swing and this guy, if I want to take that avenue. You know, if we were in a, you know, simplified game state and you don't really have a big hand, I just want to drain it, I can start sending shots to your unison, and this guy is going to just start ripping cards from your hand. This is a beautiful card, and it is quintessential green. It's got hand destruction, it's got field destruction. I love it. Moving on. Next card, Realm of the Gods, Black Kamehameha. We didn't need this card, but hey, look, good cards are good cards, and I can't really just, like, put this card out. Granted, it's not free like Power for Super Saiyan. If Power for Super Saiyan gets hit like most of us hope it will, this card is an instant replacement, but it's powerful. Like, your leader card is going to gain 10,000 power for the turn, and you're going to KO something in rest mode if it's your turn, or if it's your opponent's turn, you're going to tap down 2 cards and draw a card. Okay, yeah, all right, and it's SPR, it looks busted. Next card, Super Saiyan God Trunks Power Awakened. This card is nutty. It's 5, so it dodges a lot of soft removal from blue that requires you to kill things that are 4 or less. Deflect is monstrous. Dual attack is pretty great. Now, it does have the caveat that if it's removed from the battle area, remove it from the game instead. That's because this card can be recycled, and you'll see within 2 lines of text. Yeah, it doesn't need to be able to just keep being played. But yeah, when this card attacks, place up to 3 black battle cards from the warp into their owner's drop areas. That's not a once per turn, so we can do it twice. That's up to 6. That's over on 6. You guys see where this is going. Activate main, 2 black. If your leader card is black and there are 8 or more cards in your warp, play this card from your warp. Yes, this card will work best in the Trunks deck so far, but this card can work in so many other decks. Like, so many. This is actually really crazy when you think about it. Like, just think of Dark Broly. Dark Broly can pay 2 for this card, swing twice, and that's already your conditions for another Dark Broly. That is crazy. Or a 6 drop overwhelm. This is just a fire combo connector card. It's not even like a boss card because it doesn't in-game, but it facilitates you moving your plays forward. So this is a great just ender. Oh, a great combo piece. I love it. I love it. And its SPR looks busted too. The next card, Beerus, Combative Impulse. Double Strike Energy Exhaust. When this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. Once per turn when this card attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, choose up to, or draw 1 card, then switch this card and yeah, to active mode. Then place 1 card from your opponent's life to the bottom of your deck. This is just a monster's beating. A stupid monster's beating. There's nothing really more to say about this. If this lands on you early game, you're gonna feel bad. If this lands on you late game, you're gonna feel bad. And that's a really good place to be in for any card. A card that just feels good anytime it resolves. Now granted, being a 16K feels a little less impactful the longer you go, but if you have to combo on it, then you have to combo on it. This card can potentially get it real done. Next one, and last one. Not last one. I can't count. Beerus, Ruthless Pursuer. Double Strike, limit 1 when this card attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card. Switch this card in 1 of your blue energy to active mode. That right there is savage. Don't even get me twisted on that one. But also, limit 1 if your leader card is blue and this card is in your combo area. When this card, or when 1 of your blue cards, battle cards, attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, draw 1 card and play this card from your combo area. This is great because you'll be swinging with battle cards, tapping 1, playing this, or putting this on it for an extra 10,000. And you know, if you're swinging for 25,000, something that's 10K, 15K, yeah, your opponent's gonna be a little pressed to actually want to defend that. And when you do get through and you get to play this guy, draw a card, yeah, okay, enough said. If you guys don't see how this is going, I just don't know what to say. Also, there is a video I did for the not only the Archetype overview, but the Archetype breakdowns. I can leave the links to both those in the description. I love this card. I think this is an excellent card for blue. Mwah, chef's kiss. And now we're on to our last card. Hit, Assassin Strike, Barrier, and Dual Attack. Barrier is super important here, but auto 2 green. If your leader card is green, your opponent has 2 or more energy, and this card in your this card is in your combo area. When 1 of your green battle cards attacks and KOs an opponent's battle card, play this card from your combo area. Awesome. So you got that same stipulation. Could come off the Goku, could come off just, you know, a combo-driven swing. But auto limit 1. If this card is in rest mode, when your opponent attacks, they may choose 2 cards in their hand and discard them. If they don't, negate the attack, and your opponent cannot attack for the turn. This is disgusting. It has barrier, so it's going to be hard to interact with. Your opponent has to pay the tax when it comes out. And the funniest part about this is, this straight up is an optional. It's an optional, not an optional that it happens. It's an optional that they do it. So like, I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, you always want to play with honor, but if you have this guy on the field in rest mode and your opponent goes attack and you go, okay, and they go, and it negates, and you're like, no, and they're like, okay, and they start crying a combo, bang, got him, put him in the trash can. They did not discard 2, and so that attack is negated. They can't attack for the rest of the turn because the auto is going to happen regardless. What's optional is that they may choose 2 cards in their hand to discard, and if they don't, the attack's negated, and they can't attack for the rest of the turn. This card is stupid good, and it has a good SPR. The SPRs in this set are flame. Let me know in the comments if you guys want a video just kind of going over the SPRs in terms of art. But yeah, man, it's just, these cards are pretty good, and not all of the quality is straight up in the SRs, and I love that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Just another video I wanted to put out, just my top 10 picks. Like I said, let me know in the comments if you are feeling any differently, if you feel the same, what you like. And I would love to hear your opinion. And like I said before, if you're liking the content, think about hitting that subscribe button. UniX fam is growing strong, and I will look forward to seeing you guys the next time you decide to drop by. Thanks, later.